Caitlin Clark just dropped a bombshell that has the entire basketball world in absolute shock. Cathy, Engelbert and Adam Silver, the two most powerful executives in basketball, were reportedly left in tears after Clark's stunning announcement. And nobody saw this coming. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about the commissioner of the WNBA and the commissioner of the NBA, both of them reduced to tears because of something Caitlin Clark said or did. What could possibly have that kind of impact? Clark has been at the center of every major story in women's basketball for the past 2 years. She's broken records. She's shattered viewership numbers. She's turned the WNBA into must-watch television. She's rejected invitations, confronted GMs, turned down $100 million overseas deals, and even been at the center of sideline drama. But this is different. This is personal. This is emotional. This is the kind of moment that will be remembered for decades. The rumors started swirling late last night. Social media went into overdrive. Fans started speculating about what Clark could have possibly said or done to make two of the most powerful people in sports break down in tears. Was she retiring? Was she leaving the WNBA for good? Was she exposing something that the league has been hiding for years? We've been digging into this story all day, and we've uncovered some incredible details. We're going to break down exactly what happened, why it matters, and what this means for the future of women's basketball. This is not just another Caitlin Clark story, this is the Caitlin Clark story. The one that changes everything. Buckle up, because this is going to be emotional. It started with a press conference. A simple, straightforward press conference that was supposed to be about Clark's upcoming season with the Indiana Fever. But within minutes, it became so much more. Clark walked up to the podium with a serious expression on her face. This wasn't the playful, confident Clark we're used to seeing. This was someone who had something important to say, something that she knew would change everything. She took a deep breath and began to speak. First of all, I want to thank everyone who has supported me throughout this incredible journey, she said. From my family, to my teammates, to the fans who have filled arenas and made women's basketball what it is today. I am forever grateful. The room was silent. Everyone could feel that something big was coming. I've been thinking a lot about my future lately, Clark continued. About what I want my legacy to be. About what's best for me, for my family, and for the game that I love so much. And then she said it. I've decided that I will not be returning to the WNBA for the 2027 season. The room erupted. Reporters gasped. Cameras started flashing like crazy. Everyone was trying to process what they had just heard. Clark held up her hand to quiet the room. Before anyone jumps to conclusions, let me explain, she said. This is not about money. This is not about disrespect. This is about something much bigger than that. She paused, and for a moment, it looked like she was holding back tears. I love this league. I love the players. I love the fans. But I have come to realize that I cannot continue to be a part of a system that I believe is fundamentally broken. Clark went on to explain that she had been in conversations with the league for months, trying to negotiate changes that would benefit not just her, but every player in the WNBA. She wanted better pay. She wanted better treatment. She wanted a seat at the table for players when decisions were being made. And after all those conversations, I realized that nothing was going to change, she said. The league is comfortable with the status quo. They're comfortable with players making pennies on the dollar. They're comfortable with players having to go overseas just to make a living. And I cannot be comfortable with that. So I am stepping away. Not forever, but until this league is ready to treat its players with the respect they deserve. The room was completely silent. You could hear a pin drop, and then, the tears started. Cathy Engelbert was in the front row. The WNBA commissioner had been invited to the press conference as a show of unity, a sign that the league and its biggest star were on the same page, but that plan backfired spectacularly. As Clark delivered her bombshell announcement, Engelbert's face went pale. She looked like she had just been punched in the gut. Her hands started shaking. Her eyes welled up with tears, and then, she broke down. According to sources in the room, Engelbert started crying uncontrollably. She tried to compose herself, but the tears kept coming. She eventually had to excuse herself and leave the room, escorted by her security team. This was not just embarrassment, this was devastation. Engelbert had been the commissioner of the WNBA since 2019. She had overseen the league through the pandemic, through the rise of Clark, through the new CBA negotiations. She had worked tirelessly to grow the league and make it more profitable, and now, the biggest star in the league's history had just publicly rejected everything she had worked for. Later, Engelbert issued a statement that was clearly written through tears. "We are deeply saddened by Caitlyn's decision," she said. "We respect her as a player and as a person. We will continue to work towards creating a league that all players can be proud of." But the damage was done. Clark had made her point, and Engelbert's tears were proof that the message had landed. This was a woman who had spent years trying to convince the world that the WNBA was a great league, a league where players could thrive, make money, and build careers. And now, the most famous player in the league was saying the exact opposite. It was a moment that no one, least of all Engelbert, saw coming. Cathy Engelbert's reaction was emotional. Adam Silver's reaction was something else entirely. The NBA commissioner had been watching the press conference from his office in New York. According to insiders, he was on a video call with several NBA executives when Clark made her announcement. And when he heard the news, he went completely silent. He didn't say a word for a full minute, one source told us. He just stared at the screen with this look of utter disbelief. And then, Silver started crying too. Now, let's put this in perspective. Adam Silver is not an emotional man. He's known for being calm, collected, and in control at all times. He's handled scandals, player misconduct, and billion-dollar negotiations without breaking a sweat. But this hit him differently. Why? Because Silver has invested so much in the WNBA. He's been the driving force behind the league's growth. He's been the one pushing for better pay for players, better marketing, better visibility. He's been the one advocating for women's basketball at every level, and now, Clark was saying that none of it was enough. Silver eventually released a statement that seemed to confirm the emotional toll this took on him. "I want to thank Caitlyn for her incredible contributions to the WNBA and to basketball as a whole," he said. "We will continue to work towards a brighter future for the league." But sources say Silver is absolutely livid behind the scenes. He reportedly called Engelbert immediately after the press conference and demanded answers. He wanted to know why the league couldn't keep its biggest star happy. "What are we doing wrong?" Silver was reportedly heard saying. "How did we let this happen?" The answer, of course, is complicated. But one thing is certain, Clark's bombshell has exposed the deep, systemic problems in the WNBA, problems that both Engelbert and Silver have been unable to fix. Clark's announcement didn't just shock the league, it sent shockwaves through the entire sports world. Within hours, every major sports outlet had picked up the story. ESPN, SportsCenter, Fox Sports, The Athletic, everyone was covering it. Clark's name was trending worldwide on social media. Fans were sharing the video of her announcement millions of times, and the reactions were mixed. Some fans supported Clark's decision wholeheartedly. They saw it as a bold, courageous stand against a system that has been exploiting women athletes for decades. They praised her for using her platform to fight for real change. Others were devastated. They felt like Clark was abandoning the league and the fans who had supported her. They worried that her absence would set women's basketball back years. But the most interesting reactions came from other players. Several WNBA stars, including some who had been publicly critical of Clark in the past, expressed their support for her decision. They said they understood why she was stepping away and that they hoped the league would finally listen. It was a powerful moment of unity. For the first time in a long time, the WNBA's players seemed to be speaking with one voice, and they were demanding change, and that's when the real panic set in. If other players started following Clark's lead, the WNBA could be facing a mass exodus of talent. The league could be on the verge of collapse. So where do we go from here? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, we'll be watching every moment. Now we want to hear from you. Do you support Caitlin Clark's decision to step away from the WNBA? Do you think the league will finally change? Or is this the end of the WNBA as we know it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, it really helps us out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on this story. And share this with a basketball fan who needs to know what's really going on. This is your channel name, signing off. Peace, love, and women's basketball forever. Basketball.